All right, folks, at long last, we have here for today's unboxing video, Gaudi, aka Hook, the third Constructicon that we're going to be doing an unboxing for in my channel. So let's dive right in, shall we? Okay. We have here Gaudi. You know, I always wondered who comes up with these names, by the way, for these third-party Transformers toys. Like, what does Gaudi mean anyway? So as you can see here, Gaudi is FansToys code name FT-32C. He's a crane, as you can see there, and his Transformers name in the cartoon, of course, is Hook. He's one of the 6 Constructicons, and once you combine him and assemble them in combiner mode, it's the head, the upper torso for Devastator. So let's take a look at what the fine print says. Gaudi is an artist, the greatest artist robot kind has ever known. He will tell you so himself. The other Architecticons might be skilled at what they do, but what they are merely tradesmen, laborers, and engineers. Only Gaudi truly understands how to achieve perfection and has the skill to do it. As the Architecticons resident snob, Gaudi believes wholeheartedly that the superior Hereticons should dominate and civilize all lesser beings. To that, he puts his crane to alt mode to good use, building military installations. He does everything with unparalleled skills and perfection, and it takes 10 times as long. To do less would be barbaric. Now, although he finds utilitarian nature of his alt mode useful, he is displeased with the lack of precision. He'd rather be a laser etching platform with precision milling rig where he can be convinced to do so. He designs to form the head and shoulders of Gargantus, the architect of destruction. All right, as you can see there, it looks really nice there in robot mode. We'll do a couple of poses. This is the crane vehicle mode, of course. These are all the existing Constructicons. It'd be a sight to see all of them combined. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, guys, please make sure you do so that once we get all 6 Constructicons, we'll be sure to do all Constructicons combined as Gargantus, aka Devastator. All right. Nice styrofoam packaging. We got the manual. Leave the box here. And, yeah, FT-32C, as you see there. All right. Ooh, looking good. Okay, so the package contents look like this. Okay, the nice robot. See there, zoom in, just to appreciate the package contents right over here. Again, this is how real toys are packaged in styrofoam. Okay, you got the trumpet like the other Constructicons. You've seen this before. Let's read really quickly here. So you got the horn. All the other Constructicons have this horn. We have here the blaster. You got his gun here. Does it doesn't fold? Okay. Got some I think this is Devastator's face. Okay, we got a couple of different faces to use here. Robot out. You know, as always, they always look blocky in the beginning, but once we transform Gaudi, It look better. Oh, actually, no. This over here, guys, sorry. This is over for his face, okay? You can change his face expressions, but underneath the robot, I found Devastator's face. So there's a bunch of faces that you see here. We got 4. Oh, there's 5 different faces of Devastator. There's this one, this one, this one, this one here, and that one. So we got a bunch of different faces for Gargantus, aka Devastator. But yeah, looking at Hulk over here, okay, he's got really weird looking feet. And I guess you have to turn his torso. Yeah, so you have to turn his torso. I guess they just had him positioned backwards for posing purposes, but in order to get him to pose properly, I think this is how you do it. Based on what I think he's supposed to pose, right? But yeah, so that's what he looks like. Really weird way of setting up this bot. His feet look really strange, but I guess that's to balance his leg. We'll see soon enough. As always, joints are very tight. Looking good, looking good. Now, this Constructicon is probably one of the ones that I fancied even back in the 80s when I was growing up. I always found Hook the one that was the most interesting. I like his look too. I like his head, you know. And first impressions, of course, you know, just like all the other Constructicons, very, very impressive mold, super tight. Now, the weird thing about, oops, so I guess that's your way of removing his face, changing his expressions, but his head doesn't move. It looks like it's these 2 ridges here are blocking it. Of course, you know, no complaints here. Pretty badass pose. I think this one has a lot of fun when it comes to finding the right pose for him. But again, we'll dive right in more detail. We'll do the turntable as well. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the instruction manual and collector card. Gaudi. Okay. Let's see what this, actually, let's do the card first. FT-32C Gaudi collector's card. Okay, he's it's not as strong as it looks, but pretty bad figure nonetheless. Okay, so I'll leave this here for now. The instruction manual. Let's open it up just to get a quick glimpse to give you an idea. Okay, looks like that. Transformation. Again, guys, I am not a big fan of transforming these FansToys. You know, new generation Transformers are quite difficult if you ask me. Like, these toys are meant for adults, and while I think the engineering of these toys have improved drastically throughout the years, it's like a Rubik's Cube, you know. You're like you're solving a puzzle here. The last times I transformed the other vehicles, it was quite daunting and it's super time consuming. Oh, where did the head come from? So it looks like the head's part of the mold. So if you're wondering, the head looks like it's part of the robot. So as you can see there, okay, if you're wondering if it's a separate piece, it looks like, based on this instruction manual, it looks like it's part of it. Okay, it goes like that and then opens up, and then that makes Devastator's face. Okay, so if you're ever wondering if the head is actually a separate piece, it's not. Okay, as you can see there. And yeah, this will do most definitely, because at the very end we're going to make sure that we combine all 6 Constructicons to Devastator. All right, so hopefully that gives you an idea of what the instruction manual has. Okay, first thing I want to point out, okay, when I changed the angle looking this way, I just realized that I noticed this part of his leg. Okay, notice how there's this part of the vehicle sticking out, and there's this part. It's kind of a weird, like, look at the leg. See that? There's this, and then there's that part. I mean, I thought it was even, so that's a strange little quirk that I noticed. Now, I mean, it doesn't really affect the figure overall. I just find it's not symmetrical, I guess. You know, I don't know if that's gonna cause problems with balance or posing. It might actually help if I'm posing him in a way where I need, you know, having Gaudi lean over this side so that there's more weight to it. But I don't know. I just found this part weird. As you can see there, his feet are asymmetrical, which I guess, I don't know, might be good in some sense. Okay, just to look at the figure up close. Yay. Okay, looks like that. The hook here comes off. We will transform this in vehicle mode just to keep the consistency of my videos, guys. Not bad. I would say, honestly, the leg is bothering me. That's the only thing about Gaudi I'm a little bit, like, confused about. Posing wise, I think it's, see, like, the way you stand him right now, because of this part of his back, it's kind of causing him to tilt backwards, you know. So I think that might be a problem as far as trying to find a pose for him. And I mean not too bad, I guess, right? It's just, I think just this part really threw me off. So I think it lost a little bit of points as far as rating the figure. I'd say out of 5, I would rate this one 4. It's not perfect. The other Constructicons are better. Scrapper was still my favorite out of the 3 that I have so far. This one, look-wise, not bad, but this really throws me off. Okay, not too bad, but still, just the design is just, I find it really strange. Okay. To give you a scale-up comparison, I've got here Ice-T, put it right beside it. I'd say he's about 9.5 inches tall. It's an action figure. Nice tall. He's just the same size as the other Constructicons that I have. But yeah, one solid figure from FansToys, as always. Now looking at the feet here, you got rubber tires, quality control stickers. Yeah, that's what it looks like underneath. There's a lot of parts to move around, a lot of panels. I'm going to study the instruction manual first before I do anything, because again, this looks like it's going to be a complicated robot to transform. And plus, we're going to be doing vehicle mode and combiner mode for this one. So stick around and we'll dig right in. right, folks, we have here Gaudi in vehicle mode. Surprisingly, it wasn't too hard to transform. It was pretty straightforward. Some of the joints were a little difficult to maneuver around. Like there's some areas here, like see that little hinge there? That was really tough to set in place. But overall, not too bad. This part was also difficult. Rubber wheels, looking nice. My observation with the wheels though, these two over here, this one and the front tire, are touching the ground. This one, sadly, doesn't seem to be hitting the ground. I tried to adjust it a couple of times, but you get the idea. I'm not gonna spend too much time trying to figure it out, but the only downside of the tires is the front two tires and the back two tires are touching the surface. Just this one here and back here aren't, unfortunately, but no biggie. Just thought I'd point that out. This is a hook from the Constructicons. Not too shabby when it came to transforming. This isn't really my favorite vehicle, to be honest, but just for the aesthetic of my video, I do want to show you what Gaudi hook looks like in vehicle mode. Again, not too bad, but we're going to be transforming him into the Devastator part, the upper torso, momentarily. So just thought I'd share this part to show that this is what he looks like in vehicle mode. All right. Devastator at long last. I've been looking forward to getting Gaudi into Devastator mode, and look at this, guys. His head fully articulates so he can look up and go into all these different poses. He does have all these different heads that we're going to be working with, but oh my goodness, look at that. Amazing. Transforming Gaudi into Devastator's head wasn't too bad, actually. This one was slightly tricky. Took a good hour, I would say, looking at the manual and a couple of YouTube videos to help me along. But this is what it looks like, the upper torso. And of course, you're probably wondering what it looks like with the rest of the gang now. This being the third of the Constructicons I have here. The other guys. Oops. We've got the other Constructicons here to combine just to get an idea what it looks like. So over here, if you're wondering how it connects, this one here has a little groove here that you just slide in. And let's make sure it doesn't break. You can see there, just kind of connects like that, and that's what it looks like. Holy crap. This guy is gonna be ginormous, okay? That's what the upper area of Devastator's head looks like. Got the leg, okay? Work in progress. Looking really good. Holy crap. I can't wait. The next Constructicon, I believe, FansToys is gonna come out with is Calatrava long haul, the dump truck. So be sure to subscribe to my channel for future updates, and once I get my hands on him, you can rest assured we'll do the unboxing video for that next. All right, so yeah, guys, I'm a loss of words. Gaudi here, looking amazing. Just look at that head. Look at that head. Here's an alt head face expression that you can actually, here, let's show you how. Oh, the visor flips up like that, and you basically remove it from this part on, okay? And the visor goes up like that, okay? Just to give you an idea how that works. It looks better with the visor down though. You gotta push this part. Oops. So, see that? Just kind of goes down. Just like that, okay? By the way, if you're wondering how this head came with the package, it's actually hidden underneath this part of vehicle mode. So if you're wondering if it comes as a special separate head, it does not. It's attached to the body right here. When you transform it, this part lifts up and then it's hidden underneath there and it's connected to the head, to the upper torso. All right, looking good. All right, folks, so that about wraps up my unboxing video here for FT-32C Gaudi, aka Hook, one of the 6 Constructicons. And I hope you enjoyed my video. This was a lot of fun to play with. Please subscribe to my channel. Join me for future updates. We have 3 more Constructicons en route. It took about 10 months for Shozy to send me this. And I'm assuming it's going to be another 6 to 10 months for the other 3 to arrive. But please subscribe to my channel. Help my channel out and the algorithm and all that jazz. This is Cito and Gaudi signing off. Thank you for watching. And we'll catch you next time. Bye for now.